Hi guys, as we heard recently from the horse's mouth Lee Anderson, the deputy chair of the Conservative Party, the Tories can't fight the next general election on Brexit, Boris or Corbyn. They will need to engage in a culture war instead. Well, Keir Starmer raised this very point at PMQs. However, this salvo against Gary Lineker this week by the Tories pretty much backfired, and the leader of the opposition was happy to point it out. Have a listen to this.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Last summer, the Prime Minister claimed he wanted to protect free speech and put a stop to no platforming. So how concerned was he by last week's campaign by Tory MPs to cancel a broadcaster?
Mr. Speaker, as I said at the time, the issues between Gary Lineker and the BBC were for them to resolve, and I'm very glad that they did, and we can look forward to watching Match of the Day again on our screens.
Keir Starmer.
Mr. Speaker, the sight of them howling with rage over a tweet, signing greening letters in their dozens, desperately trying to cancel a football highlight show. That should have been laughable. Instead, it led to a farcical weekend, with the national broadcaster being accused of dancing to the government's tune by its own employees. Rather than blame everyone else, why doesn't he take some responsibility, stand up to his snowflake MPs waging war on free speech?
Mr. Speaker, just the usual political opportunism from the leader of the Labour Party.
Okay, it's pretty pathetic. Now, what's interesting about all of this is that, of course, as Lee Anderson pointed out in that interview, the Conservatives can't fight the next general election on the economy, on trade, on education, on the NHS, on bread and butter issues. So they have to resort to the culture wars. And it's interesting that Keir Starmer decided, I'm actually going to go into their territory. I'm actually going to go to them and take the fight to them as well. Well, not really. It's just a bit of a slap across the face to Rishi Sunak and the Conservatives here. You know, using some of their language against them. It's nice to see. It's nice political theatre. It's not really going to change anyone's minds. But it is a good way to undermine these culture wars. You know, you want to fight the culture wars. Okay, yeah, we're going to expose you for the snowflakes that you are. And how this attack on Gary Lineker has completely backfired. You know, what were they hoping to achieve, these backbench MPs? Of course, the Prime Minister, separated himself from all of this. He put as much of a distance as possible between himself and this issue, because he knows it's embarrassing. He knows that it's not going to win votes. And it's a flash in the pan. We've moved on from that. But it is interesting that it's brought up during PMQs, and it's sticking the knife a little bit into the Conservative Party, because they are the snowflakes. They are upset about a tweet by an ex-footballer or a commentator. Nice to see. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.